Initially, I didn't like these because the plastic and the rubber snaps up onto several steps in the trunnion here. It becomes really hard to move in the hand versus these very primitive, archaic. Those are butter smooth, greasable. The seal looks okay, but I decided I'm going to use these actually. I mounted them up. I'm going to try them. They do have the plastic gimmick washer in the bottom there, which is it's a gift and a curse, you know, because I'm sure it'll reduce friction, and if this is beaten against it, it'll actually dampen that versus metal to metal. But that can get squished very easily. If you drop a needle bearing down in there, it's done. This is one. Nope, that's not the one. This is the one. I accidentally dropped a needle bearing. See these hash marks, the way that they make an X? And you could see clearly where I dropped the needle bearing. I smashed it all up. This one is actually what got sent to me from Powertrain Industries, one of the largest manufacturers of drive shafts in the nation. Smashed to bits. This drive shaft had 25 thousandths run out at the front, the middle, and the back. And the weights for the balance were attached equal and opposite of that run out. It's obvious what they did. The thing was moving spinning like an egg, spinning like a wet noodle, and then they counterbalanced their garbage. After I changed out these washers, because that is what it's supposed to look like, the run out was solved. It was spinning almost true. I had about 2 thousandths. And of course I would have needed to get it to get rebalanced, and they wouldn't honor that. I was like, hey, I'm sending you back your garbage. Yeah, I'll try these. I got one mounted up here, and oh, moves okay. Being this is heavy, falls on its own, and yeah, if I move it at high speed, there's no shutter, so I think that's going to be all right. I still need to set the axial play on this axis. On this axis here, I have 1.5 thousandths of axial play, so I need to work on that a little more. If I use the wrench and pry on it, that's a really good method. If I muscle it, that gives you an erroneous number. It's best to stick a wrench in here and pry. And then with the dial indicator, I have 1.5 thousandths. These are 58 snap rings. These are 57s. I got those from my stash here. Those actually came from another kit. The ones that come with this Spicer U-joint are 59s, 61s, and 63s, which there's no way in a million years you will get these to fit. Luckily I had my stash here, and I got several different sizes. I got a ton of the 59s and all the ones that come in the kits. Those are good for grinding down. I grinded these down. I made these 56s, but I only have 2 of them, so I'm going to need some more. The thing with this is, if I want to increase the axial play, I can actually cheat this a little bit. Now, what I'll frequently do is I'll use the baby channels here, and I won't squeeze this too much. I'll just kind of grip on it, and I'll see if it rotates easily. That's how I know it's not preloaded in there. If it moves, and then you know, as I move the cap further out, it becomes tighter and tighter and harder to move around. And then I know that's a good spot to be when it's not bowed out, but it's definitely snugged up in there. That's pretty good. But you can cheat these a little bit if you use this here. It's a great tool for somebody that doesn't have a press. It has these forks that'll push down on there. It'll drive the bottom cap outwards. And so I have 1.5 thousandths here, axial play. If I want to increase that to say 2.5 thousandths or just 2, I can very much do so without blowing the snap ring out. I mean, this will allow 1/2 thousandth or even up to 1,000th, no problem. So I'm probably good on these. I still got to see what I need to do with this axis and check it. But I mean, wow, that's pretty ridiculous, don't you think? With the sizing of these. I still haven't done the rear. This was a nightmare. Last year, before I was as knowledgeable as I am today, this is a SKF U-joint greasable. I grinded down the caps. These are 52 thousandths snap rings in here, okay? That's crazy. I had to take off a ton of material to get them to fit. So we'll see how it goes with the spicers. I don't even know yet. But well, the guy at the parts store, for sure, was very smug, and he was drunk on his own stupidity, and he was smiling as he was saying to me, "Sir, that's what that kit is designed for, and if your snap rings don't fit, it's because your yoke gears are bent." And he smiled, and he's an idiot because these are not bent. And this is a brand new yoke. None of my ears are bent. This is my stock yoke. Those are not bent. I even have another one here that's brand new, and those are not bent either. There's small variances with this stuff. There's a problem with the industry where you can't get the snap rings that you need because Spicer won't supply them. They'll tell you you need to talk to a distributor, and upon doing so, the distributor, he didn't even want to look into it. And the first guy told me to send him an email of the Spicer catalog of what I want, and he never got back to me. Now, this was from August. It's now almost November. Called and talked to a different guy at Fleet Pride, and the conversation went like he didn't even want to do it. And they have 58s all the way up to 65, and they only sell them in packs of 25, which is horrible. If you need 2 or 4, you can't get them. Every parts store in the nation that sells U-joints should supply these snap rings. If I tell them, hey, do you got some more 57s? I want to use those. I need them because clearly here that's what I need. No, you can't have them. They come with some kits, and which a lot of times is too much axial play, and which another thing, if you talk to people and you try to tell them what axial play is, they've never heard of it before, and they don't want to hear it because they think that they know everything there is to know about universal joints and their installation methods, and they're definitely happy being ignorant. So that's where I'm at with all of this.